can they be beaten?
Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers attempt to beat possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. Their quiz pedigree is well known as they've won some of the country's toughest quiz shows. They are the Eggheads. And challenging our resident quiz Goliaths today are the Cartoonists. We're very pleased to have them. This team all met through the Professional Cartoonist Organisation, and as freelance caricaturists and cartoonists, their work has been making people laugh for a combined 150 years. So let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm 37. I'm a cartoonist and caricaturist.
Hello, I'm Royston. I'm 41 and I'm a magazine cartoonist.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm 65 and I'm an advertising cartoonist.
Hi, I'm Graham. I'm 50 and I'm a caricature artist.
Hello, I'm Martin. I'm 50 and I'm a cartoonist and a writer.
I know you've drawn something for us, so tell us what we're about to see.
We've all done caricatures of the Eggheads themselves, so...
You want to count to 3 or something? 1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Barry, there you are.
Our solicitors will be in touch.
Can't see me there, actually. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, lovely. Very nice. Oh, you've got more hair than I've actually got.
What does mine say?
This one's off the top of my head, Jeremy.
OK, we love them. We're going to give them to these
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
miscreants here.
Oh, yeah,
It'll be their consolation prize.
Yes, exactly. Unless you win.
Yes.
Well, we don't get this every day, so it's a treat. Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
There's £1,000 worth in the US TV series Sex and the City. Earned her living as a lawyer. Was it Charlotte, Miranda, or Samantha?
I think Miranda's the slightly more serious, red-haired looking one. I'm going to say Miranda.
Well done. It's Miranda.
Yeah.
Cynthia Nixon played Miranda. OK, over to you, Barry. What type of vehicle is the Memphis Belle in the 1990 film of the same name? A bomber, submarine, or tank?
Well, the Americans were very fond of giving names to their planes, so the Memphis Belle was a bomber.
Bomber is the correct answer. 2 points each. Third question to you, Royston. What was the name of the character played by Don Warrington in the TV sitcom Rising Damp? Philip, Stephen, or Michael?
Don Warrington. I think Philip was the pseudo-African prince. Or am I thinking of something else altogether? I'm going to say Philip.
You're good. Philip is right.
Well done, Royston.
3 out of 3. Very good. It's that attention to detail the cartoonists have, isn't it, Barry?
So it would appear.
Which actor took nearly a 10-year sabbatical in India at the height of his fame in the late 60s? Terence Stamp, David Warner, or Peter O'Toole?
Well, I can't remember Peter O'Toole ever having taken a sabbatical because he's produced a string of fine films. I don't think it was David Warner. I think it was Terence Stamp.
Terence Stamp did indeed take a 10-year sabbatical in India. Well done, Barry. So 3 points each. Scores are level. We go to sudden death. It's not multiple choice now. It's that bit harder, Royston. Are you ready?
I think so.
Who played the murderer at sea who torments a married couple in the 1989 thriller Dead Calm?
It's a guy who I've not really seen him in much, but I'm somehow in my mind linking him with this film, so I'm going to say it because I really haven't got a clue otherwise. Is it Billy Zane?
It is Billy Zane. Where did that come from?
Somewhere.
Barry, you're up against a pro here. Which actor who appeared in EastEnders starred as the former naval officer Mike Nichols in the TV drama Harbour Lights?
I'm at a disadvantage here because I hardly ever watch EastEnders. I find it unremittingly miserable. I have no idea whatsoever. I shall have to pass.
Royston, do you know by any chance?
I have no idea.
I think you'll both go aha when I tell you. Oh, go on, Daphne.
Nick Berry.
Nick Berry. Barry, you're out the final round. Royston, you will be in the final round with the cartoonists. Well done to both of you. Please come back to the studio. As it stands, the challengers have not lost any brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost one brain. The next subject is science. Who from the challengers wants this?
We're going to select Alex, aren't we, for this one?
Yeah.
And
We like the idea of Alex.
have a go at Daphne.
Daphne? I think.
Definitely with science.
So,
OK, I'll
Alex
pick
and
Daphne.
Daphne.
Alex from the Cartoonists against Daphne from the Eggheads. Please take your positions. Alex, you can go first or second.
I think I'll go first, please.
Very best of luck to you. What name is given to the chemical compounds that are an important component of lipids in plants and animals? Are they fatty acids, fatty alkalis, or fatty fluorides?
Well, being as I've never heard of fatty fluorides or fatty alkalis, I'm pretty certain it's fatty acids.
Fatty acids is the right answer. You're on your way. Daphne is quaking. What common name is given to the set of numbers that identify a particular computer on the internet? Is it the IP postcode, the IP address, or the IP residence?
Oh, well, I assume it's the IP address.
You're right, Daphne, it is the IP address. Question 2. Alex, approximately what proportion of the bones in the human body are contained in both the hands and the feet? Quarter, third, or half?
Oh, that's a toughie. I think it might actually be as many as half. I'm going to go half, yeah.
Half is your answer. Alex, well done, half. It is as many as a half. Daphne, which species of tiger can measure up to 13 feet in total length and weigh up to 300 kilograms? Malayan, Siberian, or Sumatran?
Well, I'm going to take an educated guess. I think the Siberian is the largest tiger, so I should go for Siberian.
Siberian is correct, Daphne. Well done. This is a tight game. This is a tight game. Over to you, Alex. Of what is dog's mercury an example? Plant, bird, or butterfly?
Dog's mercury. Well, I suppose it sort of implies flight, but I have a feeling it's a form of plant. Could be butterfly. Don't think it's a bird. No, I'm going to go for plant.
Alex, plant it is.
Well done, you.
So, Daphne, if you get this wrong, you are out of the final round. The term event horizon is used chiefly in referring to which astronomical phenomenon? Black holes, shooting stars, or meteorites?
They are in black holes. Oh, a science one I knew.
Black holes is correct. Okay, we have reached an event horizon here because you're 3 points each. We go to sudden death. Alex, you have to give me the answer here. It's not multiple choice. The breed of pig known as pot-bellied originated on which continent?
Well, if I recall rightly, it's a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig, so it'll be Asia.
Asia is correct. Going well. Daphne. Spirits of salt was an occasional historical name. Which acid?
Sulfuric.
The answer is hydrochloric.
Oh, right.
Daphne,
I'm out.
you're out. Well done, Alex. You took on one of our eggheads. You emerged triumphant. Congratulations. Please, both of you, come back and rejoin your teams. So as it stands, the eggheads are taking a bit of a beating here. You've got a little teaspoon and you're knocking them on the head. The challengers have not lost any brains from the final round. The eggheads have lost 2. Next subject is geography. Which cartoonist wants geography?
I'll throw myself
So
on,
we'll
on the sword.
sacrifice. We're going to sacrifice.
I'll be the cannon.
Okay,
Sacrifice our
Martin.
secret weapon.
Okay.
Against Chris, CJ or Kevin?
CJ.
Yeah.
CJ?
CJ.
And hope it's, we're going to go for CJ and hope it's local geography.
Yeah, well, you watch the programme. It always goes outside the M25 blindfolded. Martin from the Cartoonists versus CJ from the Eggheads. And to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. Martin, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
So, Martin, here we go. The Royal Crescent, the Circus and the Assembly Rooms are attractions in which British city? Bath, Birmingham or Chester?
The answer could be Chester or Bath. I don't think it's Birmingham. I'm going to go for Bath.
Bath is quite right. Well done. So far, they haven't got a single question wrong. Am I right about that? You have not got a question wrong. CJ, your question. The Place des Vosges in the Marais district is a tourist attraction in which city? Brussels, Bern, or Paris?
Oh, I should have known this straight away, and I don't. I'm not at all sure, but as I don't recognise it in relation to Paris, I will try Brussels and hope it's that large square I know, with all the flower markets in it.
What's the answer, Eggheads?
Paris.
Paris.
Oh, well.
Okay, CJ. This is going to be a tactic from all teams in future, is flash a cartoon of the 5 Eggheads. It totally puts them off their stride. Martin, your question. Leopoldville is the former name of which African city? Kinshasa, Lusaka, or Monrovia? And that's one word.
Monrovia is the capital city of Sierra Leone, I believe, or Liberia, which had no colonial past because it was for freed slaves from America. Lusaka is the capital city of Angola, which is a former Portuguese colony, and Leopoldville was, of course, named after the Emperor Leopold, who committed unspeakable atrocities in the Congo, and that is now called Kinshasa.
And you have the right answer. CJ, in which North African country is the port resort of Agadir? Tunisia, Algeria, or Morocco?
Been there and it's a dump. It's in Morocco.
Morocco is the right answer. Martin, in which US state, Martin, is Cloud Peak the highest point in the Bighorn mountain range? Is it Montana, Wyoming, or North Dakota?
The Bighorn might be a clue because I'm thinking of a Little Bighorn. I'm thinking of this tangentially and going around not so much geography but history and thinking about Custer's Last Stand. I'm going to go for North Dakota.
It's Wyoming.
Bah!
Wyoming. Bad luck, Martin. CJ, Lord Howe Island in the Pacific is a dependency of which country? Is it Australia, New Zealand, or Canada? HOWE.
And of course, they're all Commonwealth countries, which I can't narrow it down that way. I've got absolutely no idea. Well, I'll say goodbye, and even if I do have to sit next to Daphne back here, it'll still be tolerable. I'll guess Australia.
Now, Daphne likes Australia, don't you? So you can tell me whether Lord Howe Island is a dependency of Australia.
I think it is.
It is, CJ. Well done. So, scores are level. We go to sudden death. Martin, your question. The town of Banbury, made famous by its cross that is mentioned in a nursery rhyme, is in which English county?
Oxfordshire.
Correct. CJ, in which country is the city of Peshawar at the east end of the Khyber Pass?
Afghanistan.
Martin, do you happen to know this? I think you probably do.
Well, if it's the eastern end, it has to be Pakistan because Afghanistan's at the western end of the Khyber Pass.
Afghanistan is definitely wrong. Pakistan was right, and that means that you also are not in the final round, and our cartoonists are doing even better. Well done, Martin. You took on an egghead. You emerged triumphant. Do both of you come and rejoin your teams? So as it stands, the challengers have not lost any brains from the final rounds, whilst the eggheads have lost 3 brains. The last subject is sport. Which cartoonist wants sports?
Yes, well, I think I've been...
Yeah.
By default.
That's
I'm the least worst.
a nice definite one.
That was our one weak point.
I did
sport.
sense you had a plan on sport.
Yeah,
OK,
yeah.
Graham?
Yes, and I think I'll take on Chris, please.
Bolivia, Bulgaria, Constantinople.
So, Graham from the Cartoonists versus Chris from the Eggheads. Please take your positions in the question room. Graham, you're known as the Hitman. Tell us why.
I am a full-time professional caricaturist, and when I started off many years ago, my early clientele used to arrive at my flat with a brown paper envelope with photographs of their intended victim. one of my first clients said, "Oh, it's like being an it man, isn't it?" So, so I thought, well, yeah, that's quite an interesting pen name. So I sort of adopted it, and it's followed me ever since, really.
OK, so it's sport. 3 questions. You can choose first or second set.
I'll go first, please.
Graham, what name is traditionally given to the area that surrounds a bowls green? A moat, ditch, or berm?
Well, I don't play bowls, but we have one in the village, and it has got a ditch around it full of corks. Certainly wouldn't be a moat because there's no water in it. So I'm gonna go for ditch.
Ditch is correct. Would have been easy to get that one wrong. Well done. Chris, match play and stroke play are the 2 widely played forms of which sport? Golf, cricket, or rugby union?
That's a good walk ruined, as Mark Twain said. Golf.
That is golf. Back to you, Graham. Which country has produced a record 9 individual winners of the Formula One Drivers' Championship? United Kingdom, Brazil, or Germany?
9, did you say?
Which country has produced a record 9 individual winners of the Formula One Drivers' Championship?
I think we've probably produced more than I can remember, but there does seem to be an enormous number of Brazilians that have done it as well. So I think I'm going to go, on this occasion, I'm going to take a stab at Brazil.
Brazil's wrong, I'm sorry. It's us, United Kingdom. Chris, which Italian football team is nicknamed Viola after the distinctive purple colour of its strip? Juventus, Fiorentina, or Roma?
Well, I've never seen any of them play, but I don't think either Roma or Juventus would play in purple. So it must be Fiorentina.
It is, and you take the lead, Chris. Well done. Graham, you need this to stay in. In which event did Felix Sanchez win the Dominican Republic's first ever Olympic gold medal at the 2004 Games? Was it the 400 metres, the 400-metre hurdles, or the 800 metres?
I will plump for the 400-metre hurdles, Jeremy.
Yes, you're right. Well done, Graham. It is the 400-metre hurdles. Chris, by what name is the gap between the goaltender's legs in ice hockey known? The Ozone, the Grand Canyon, or 5-hole?
Well, it could be sarcastically called the Grand Canyon. Well, I'll say the Grand Canyon.
It's the wrong answer, Chris. It's the 5-hole. We go to sudden death. It's that bit harder, Graham. Your question. Fast pitch and slow pitch are the 2 major types of which sport?
The only phrase that I know that pitch refers to, apart from the pitch you play on, is baseball. So I'm going to go for baseball.
It's not baseball, it's softball. Chris, your question for the round. Which was the first horse trained by a woman to win the Grand National?
Escargot?
Wrong. Corbière.
Corbière.
Still a chance here, Graham. In darts, which Asian city gives its name to the feat of scoring a single, double, and treble of the same number?
I'm fairly sure that is Shanghai.
Well done. So the pressure on you now, Chris. You're about to go out unless you get this right. In which month does the Indianapolis 500 traditionally take place?
April?
It takes place on Memorial Day weekend in May. You're wrong, Chris. So congratulations, Graham. It was touch and go there for a moment, but well done yet again. You took on one of the Eggheads, emerged triumphant. Please, both of you, come back and join your teams. So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads will not be allowed to take part in this round. Only the 6th time in Eggheads history that we've been down to 1 Egghead only. So please, all 4 of you, leave us. So Alex, Royston, Robert, Graham and Martin, you're playing to win the Cartoonists £9,000. Kevin, you are playing for something which money can't buy, the Eggheads somewhat battered reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge. You are allowed to confer. Cartoonist, the question is, are your 5 brains better than the Eggheads' 1 brain? Do you want to go first or second?
We'll go first.
We'll stick with that.
Very best of luck to you. What common name is given to the fruiting bodies of mushrooms that occur in arcs? Is it fairy rings, wizard circles, or dragon paths?
Fairy rings.
Fairy rings.
Fairy rings, yeah.
Fairy rings.
In agreement.
Jeremy, we say, do we? Yeah.
Yes, we do.
We say fairy rings.
And you are right. Fairy rings is the right answer. Kevin, what informal name is given to a gate set in a U or V-shaped enclosure, allowing only one person to pass through at a time? Is it a hugging gate, a pecking gate, or a kissing gate?
You probably could do either of the others, but that's normally known as a kissing gate.
Kissing gate is correct. 1 each. Back to you, cartoonists. Which US government organization, originally founded to combat counterfeiting, is responsible for the personal protection of the president? Is it the NSA, the FBI, or the Secret Service?
Secret Service. I think it's the Secret Service. Okay.
We say the Secret Service.
Secret Service is correct. Pressure on Kevin. A musical based on the life of which famous sportsman, featuring the songs What an SMS I'm In and Take the Pill, opened in Melbourne in December 2008. Is it Greg Norman, Shane Warne, or Ian Thorpe?
I've got an idea, I may be entirely wrong on this, but the one who was always getting into scrapes of one sort or another, and hence this SMS I'm in, is Shane Warne. So I'm going to go for Shane Warne.
Shane Warne, correct. 2-all. Cartoonists, Plutus was the ancient Greek god of what? Wealth, work, or well-being?
It's wealth, I think plutocrat.
Plutocrat.
Oh, plutocrat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think that's right. So,
Yeah, we think
I'm
wealth.
certain it's wealth.
Wealth.
It's wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good with wealth. Jeremy, we're saying wealth.
And wealth is right.
Oh.
Well done. Kevin, here's your question. The term Cantabrigian refers to a member of Cambridge University or which American university? Yale, Stanford, or Harvard?
Well, Yale is in Connecticut and Stanford's in California, but Harvard is based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So, on the parallel argument, I'm going for Harvard.
Harvard is correct. It was never going to be easy, this, was it? Still, it's £9,000 you're playing for, and you're well in there. We do go to sudden death now. Here we go, cartoonist, good luck. The cover of which 1969 Rolling Stones album features a photograph of a cake believed to have been baked by Delia Smith.
Let it bleed or something like that? I can picture it.
I can picture it as well. I'm just trying to picture the letters on it.
Yeah.
1969 makes sense because it was their, dirty Rolling Stones response to Let It Be.
Let it
Let it bleed.
Let it bleed. It's the answer.
It's the only
Yeah.
picture we've got. Let's go with
Let
it.
it bleed. We think it's Let It Bleed.
You're right.
Whoa.
Brilliant. Who was that? Royston, was that you? Well done. Here we are again, Kevin, on the precipice edge. Which card game, played with a reduced pack, shares its name with the surname of a former Brazilian Formula One driver?
I'm actually having trouble now thinking of any other than a couple of obvious ones like Fittipaldi and Senna. Any Brazilian Formula One drivers? Oh, sorry, of course, sorry, Piquet.
PK is right.
Yeah.
Where does he get it from? The 1951 classic science fiction film The Day the Earth Stood Still was remade in 2008, with which actor in the role originally played by Michael Rennie?
Keanu. That's all pretty definite.
Yes.
The answer is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is correct. Well done. Back to you, Kevin. Excluding the Queen's sons and ladies of the Garter, how many knights companion are there in the most Noble Order of the Garter?
24.
It's the right answer. This is still well in there. The money's there. You can smell it. Which Hindu word also refers to a computer user's virtual representation of him or herself?
I think it's Avatar, don't I?
Avatar?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Avatar.
Is correct.
Brilliant.
Kevin, which fictitious creature was invented by the US cartoonist Al Capp in 1948 and was represented as small, round, and ready to fulfill any material need?
It's a sort of equivalent of the genie in the bottle, but it's. I know this, but it's not there. I'm going to have to fall on my sword, Jeremy, I'm afraid. I know what you mean, but the name has gone. Simple as that.
Give us anything. Any guess?
Well, I said it's like the genie of the bottle, so I'll be. But I mean, obviously, it's not the genie of the bottle, but it's not that.
Your answer is the genie of the bottle. It's not the genie, it's the shmoo. You're wrong, Kevin. So congratulations, challengers, you've won. Well done. And genuinely brilliant play.
That is the most comprehensive defeat we've ever had. Simply because it has happened this way. That they've won all the head-to-heads and the final as well, which nobody has ever done before. So that's fantastic.
And you must tell us about the shmoo. I mean, it's so funny. He goes out on a cartoon, completely luck of the draw. He goes out on a cartoon question.
It's part of the mythology of cartooning. You know, we'll have a little shmoo on our shoulders while we're scribbling away.
You've proved they can be beaten. So join us next time on Eggheads to see if a new team of challengers will be just as successful. Till then, goodbye.
A change of course coming up for BBC Two tonight with a new series of The Restaurant as 9 couples battle it out to become partner for Raymond Blanc's latest venture. Don't miss it at 8. Now on the way next, a training update on Strictly It Takes Two.
He said it was a war budget to wage implacable warfare against poverty and squalidness.
Andrew Marr's journey into modern Britain's formative years continues.
One young Londoner would become the symbol of this next revolution.
The making of modern Britain.
Now the reforms would really begin.
Wednesday at 9 on BBC Two. Miss the last episode? Catch this series so far on BBC iPlayer.
It was bonfire night. I had an explosive case to solve. Every year, kids were being hurt by fireworks. I had a lead, but it was safer for Sparky to stay indoors. These kids were smart. A grown-up lit the fireworks, and everyone stood well back. I had to hand it to him. Wearing gloves was wise. The only drips here were from the bucket. How come you kids are so clued up?
It's simple. We follow the firework code.
So remember, get wise and...
Don't get hurt!
I'm sure that I'm still a man.
Don't I compliment you enough?
We don't do the making up bit anymore.
Not in the way we used to, anyway.
The award-winning documentary series returns, Wonderland with the British in Bed, tonight at 9:45 on BBC Two.
An under